I swear, it seems like every time we think that the Wendy Williams situation could not possibly get any worse, it does. And this time the situation is really bad. And an anonymous source close to her has revealed something super disturbing about Wendy. Hold up, she did what? Wendy Williams has not had an easy time for the last couple of years. She lost her mom in 2020 and that totally broke her heart. Then her team revealed that she was battling some health problems like complications from her Graves' disease and COVID. We thought that her health problems were at its worst until the news broke that she was about to get fired from the talk show because of her prolonged absence from the purple seat. Then we thought that potentially getting fired from her talk show was the worst thing that could have ever happened. I mean, we all know how much that show means to her. But then in November 2021, Tasha K revealed that Wendy was suffering from dementia.
Wendy is done, and I don't like to say this, Lionsgate got her in a safe house, okay? She is not at her Manhattan apartment. Wendy Williams is living in a safe house away from paparazzi. Now, she has lost all blood circulation to the bottom of her legs and her feet, so she can't walk. Her vertigo is out of control, and she has early stages of dementia.
At the time, Wendy's brother denied the claims and insisted that Wendy was just fine, and he asked that fans disregard the rumors. Now, fans didn't believe him because it is common knowledge that he and Wendy had not been on good terms for a couple of years, but the drama kind of died down after that. But I need you guys to keep this dementia drama in mind because it's going to be important later, okay? Then her ex-husband Kevin proposed to Sharina, the woman that he had been cheating on Wendy with for several years. He welcomed a baby with his side piece in 2019, and this was why Wendy finally filed for divorce from Kevin after 21 years of marriage. Rumor has it that he is getting married to Sharina sometime in 2022, and according to reports, Wendy is not happy about it. She feels used by Kevin and she is still heartbroken after the divorce. As if this wasn't enough, The Sun published an exclusive post on January 12th that revealed some pretty disturbing things about Wendy that we had never heard before. This revelation showed how bad the Wendy situation really is, and just a bit of heads up, it's far worse than you can even imagine. So the post started off with a little throwback to 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic, when Wendy had to start filming her show from home like many other shows did. As the saying goes, desperate times calls for desperate measures. Anywho, even though her show was still being filmed and things somehow seemed to be working out for the show, the fans soon noticed that Wendy was not her usual self. Her behavior was unstable and erratic, and on one occasion, the fans even noticed that her words were slurred. This worried fans, and they expressed concern on social media, like this fan that said, "What is wrong with Wendy Williams right now? She's slurring her words this morning." Another fan said, "Something is off with Wendy today. Folks should check on her." Yeah, this was worrying, but somehow this wasn't the worst thing to happen on the show while it was filming from home. In some episodes, she was dressed in nothing but a robe. Now, I know that during the lockdown, many of us dressed in only robes and pajamas all day, but Wendy was hosting a popular talk show, so it was certainly weird, and it just showed that something was going on with her. Sources at the time claimed that her addiction issues had gotten even worse when she left her husband, and that she was now drinking multiple times a day. At this point, you would have expected that people close to her would have gotten her some kind of help before things got this bad, but there is no evidence that they did. I say this because in 2020, DJ Booth left the Wendy Williams show without an explanation, and this made fans wonder what was going on. For those who don't know, DJ Booth is the longtime DJ on the Wendy Williams show, so him leaving all of a sudden was very sus. Turns out that he left the show because he was tired of watching producers and managers watch Wendy spiral without trying to get her help. A fan commented on Instagram and said, "Wendy, you need to stop your show and seriously get help. Your camp is just watching you spiral instead of sending help. Shame on them." Another fan commented on this and said, "She don't listen to them. Probably why DJ Booth left the show." Now, DJ Booth himself replied to this fan and said, "Yup, exactly, and it will all come out. Y'all have no idea what's going on, and everyone there is afraid to speak up because they don't want to lose their jobs. This is going to play out bad. I feel sorry for the workers and victims. Have a blessed day." Now, according to this, people on her team know that she needs help, but they're too scared to speak up. I kind of understand the workers though, because this is the entertainment industry. It's very secretive, and if they get fired for poking their nose into Wendy's business, they'll probably find it difficult to get jobs in the industry. But for her her manager and the other higher-ups, I think it's disgraceful that they did nothing while Wendy got worse and worse. Now, according to The Sun, things were even worse in 2020 than we thought. The Sun wrote, according to sources, Wendy's manager was summoned to her penthouse apartment after she had appeared unwell during a Zoom show taping earlier in the week. Her manager and a small group of confidants arrived to the host's home to lend support to the struggling talk show queen. According to multiple sources, Wendy had stripped naked in her room and was touching herself in a sexual manner while shouting vulgar comments. The eyewitnesses looked on in horror and immediately called healthcare workers. After medical personnel arrived at the home, Wendy allegedly grew more aggressive. She was eventually taken to the hospital where she would remain for weeks. Wait, what? This is all shades of crazy. Can you even imagine how bad Wendy's mental state had to be for her to do something like that? It's insane, and it's really just so sad, and my heart is just breaking for her. A fan said, Wendy Williams, are you okay? You are stripping naked before a show. I find this comment kind of insensitive because, like I said, Wendy was not in the right frame of mind. Another fan said, this is actually sad. I hope she gets it all together. Several fans believe that this is just karma. Like this fan that said, karma is real. Now, remember the dementia stuff that Tasha K talked about? I kinda wonder if this is an early symptom of dementia. For those who don't know what dementia is, it is a condition that affects some functions of the brain, such as memory, social skills, judgment, etc. So this makes me suspect that her dementia had started way back in 2020, but was kept hush-hush. It all makes me suspect that she was not experiencing complications from her Graves' disease like we were told earlier. I think that this was just an attempt by her team to cover up this incident and prevent the public from figuring out that Wendy was in really bad shape. Also, I think that there's a snitch on her team that's trying to bring her down. I mean, this stuff happened almost 2 years ago, so why bring it up now? I mean, yeah, what Wendy did was wrong, but she can't be held accountable for it if she was obviously not in the right frame of mind. I swear, every time we think that Wendy is getting better, stuff like this happens. Now, I know that this whole drama happened about 2 years ago, but on January 18th, 2022, The Sun also made an exclusive post about how Wendy is still in bad shape. According to The Sun, a source close to Wendy said, the spark is gone. That Wendy who for 10 years had the spark in her eyes, that cheeky grin, and that little wink is not the same now. She's not always functioning like she used to be. She has days where she needs help eating, getting out of bed, and getting dressed. Sometimes she goes out in a robe and without shoes on, and the old Wendy would have never allowed herself to be seen out like that. There are people who Wendy knows who have worked closely with her, and there are days that she has no idea who they are. This is just horrible all around, and as heartbreaking as this is, and as much as my heart is breaking to say this, if all of this is true, I think it's safe to say that Wendy is probably never coming back to the show. And I think all she needs to be focusing on right now is getting better both physically and mentally. Now, her son Kevin Jr. took to Instagram to shade the situation. Now, he didn't say anything directly, but he reposted a screenshot of a tweet that said, when the hate don't work, they start spreading lies. So is Kevin denying all this bizarre information? We don't have the answers to that yet, but in the meantime, I wish Wendy nothing but the best. I hope she gets the help that she needs and that she surrounds herself with people who actually want to see her grow. I know that this video was extremely messy all around, but you guys haven't seen anything yet. Check out this other video with some truly insane celeb drama.